Hello everyone, Justin here, and today I'm going to show you a portrait I did of Carl, who recently retired, one of my coworkers. Prior to doing this, I drew his face roughly on a separate piece of paper, trying to get the proportions right, and I did it on a separate paper just because I know I do a lot of erasing, trying to get it right. Once I felt like I had the proportions right as far as where the eyes are and the nose and everything else, I went ahead and transferred it over to a new sheet of sketch paper, and this is where we're at. So I usually start at the upper left somewhere and go lower right as I go through the facial features, adding detail as I go along. I spend, as always, a little more time on the eyes, trying to get them realistic, fairly sharp, just so the attention can go there. The eyes are pretty expressive. And as I go along, I also go ahead and add details such as the eyebrows. And generally my shading isn't finalized at this point. I'll try to put in good values, nice gradients initially, and then I'll generally darken the darkest darks later on and try to match all the areas appropriately. You can see here the left eye is just a little bit larger than the right, and I believe that's how the reference photo was as far as the proportions. Generally when these people, portrait drawings have, the person has a lot of wrinkles, I usually don't try to put in all the wrinkles. I'll just kind of suggest, and in general the person ends up looking a little bit younger, which is always a good thing, and they probably more often than not appreciate that. So I don't put in all the details as far as the wrinkles go. Again, I'll go ahead and put in the darkest darks if I feel like that's really going to be the darkest. Like, for example, the parts of his mouth that are opened, and I know those are going to be very dark. I go ahead and just make them dark. The others, though, I'll put in some mid-tones and go from there. I leave this as a sketchy feel, not really super realistic or anything like that. The realism comes just from getting the proportions correct in general. Depending on my mood, I will make the values smoother using my finger usually to smooth things out. But here I'm keeping more of a sketchy quality, keeping the pencil marks in place and not worrying about it. So as I usually do, I'll keep the darkest tones towards the center of the face and go a little bit lighter outside, just so again, as I mentioned, the focus will be on the face, especially the eyes. This person, Carl, for this particular picture did not shave, so I had to put in some growth here. He's got a lot of gray hair, so now I will sometimes use a white gel pen to add some of the white highlights, but I try to just keep it in pencil if I possibly can. So just take your time. This probably took me about 45 minutes in total. I didn't go too much into detail with his hat, and I generally keep the neck, shoulder area very rough. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Oh, by the way, I used a Prismacolor Ebony pencil for the whole thing. Yeah, I can get some pretty dark tones and yet get some lighter tones with it. Thanks, and have a great day. Bye.